Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and today I wanted to answer another interesting question regarding can you turn the screen off during a workout? So I played around with it, and the answer to is kind of. So well, there's first two main settings that are going to dictate this. Is one, do you have always on display turned on? So with always on display, the watch will stay on in activity mode, meaning whether you're biking, strength training, hiking, the screen will always stay on. If you turn the always display off, then it'll shut off, but as soon as you flick your wrist, it'll turn back on. Now, as far as it staying off completely, the only way to do that is to not wear the watch. So I think the viewer was actually asking about orienteering. So if we go into orienteering, all right, and we start it, you'll see it's gonna stay on. Let me try to make sure it's got a pulse. The pulse will decide if it stays on or off. So again, I have always on display turned off right now. So if we flick it, I'm just doing it on my hand. If we rotate it, it should come back on as soon as it gets a pulse. Give it a second. So it's acquiring a pulse, so it's coming back on now. So it'll shut off, but as soon as you move it again, it's gonna keep coming back on. But now if you take it off and it no longer has a pulse, it will not come back on. So if you're just trying to track GPS, elevation, distance, basically, all the other stats without heart rate, this is the way to do it. You just don't wear it on your wrist, at least, or maybe put a piece of tape over there or something just so it blocks the pulse, because as soon as it picks up the pulse, then it'll start coming back on again. Yep, see, so now it's coming back on again. So with no pulse, everything still runs. So now you can see it's back to being off. You can still turn it on manually, and it's still tracking everything. There's your kind of breadcrumbs type of tracking. So yeah, that's kind of what your options are if you want to have your screen turned off but still track and have the watch track your GPS type data. Okay, thanks for tuning in. Now, if you keep always display always on, the only difference is that with display always on, it'll stay on when you're wearing it. So if you put always display on, once it picks up that you're wearing it, it'll just never turn off. So like, whether you're flicking your wrist or not, it'll just always stay on. So if you had always display on right now, this would still be on. So that's kind of the only thing that'll control is whether it comes on with a flick or it's always on. But either way, if you're not wearing it, it'll stay off. Okay, hope that helps.